This is Around the Globe with Dr. G. As an artist, I mean, you talked about your music as an artist. How has your faith influenced your music? And I mean, tell us a little bit about how your music career actually started. I know for you, probably it's been many years, but so could you kind of bring us up to speed as to how all that began for
Absolutely. I mean, it always starts, well, for me, it started very much at church, singing at children's church. I came from a church where before you could even speak, they'd put you on the altar to sing. Like they were big on performing arts, and it's not a coincidence where that all my friends from church are all in performing arts. So they were big on that, and it was great because it showed us how to present in front of an audience, but also to connect your heart with your art. So not just sing and dance, but actually sing and dance with a message. Sing and dance with a motive. It's to help people enter the presence of God. It's to help people find peace, help people find joy and smile and clap. And in the Pentecostal, we're big on the clapping and the whooping.
Very expressive.
So we're very expressive. So it was nice to be a part of that. And it just continued. Music followed me. I went to university. I studied to be a lawyer. Went to London to do my training contract and to be a lawyer. And music just would not leave me alone.
Really?
It wouldn't leave, to the point where I had to say to my partner at the firm at one point, I've been asked to do this tour, American tour. But if I do this, I'm going to be out of work for this amount of months. What do you think? And the partner at the time was so gracious and was like, listen, go and defer for you. Go and do what you need to do. If you need to come back, we're always here. Well, long story short, I didn't go back.
The music took over completely.
The music took over. And what was great was, and this is something I always say to people who feel like there's this thing that keeps following them. They feel inadequate, they feel unworthy, they feel like they don't have the resources to do it. Just one step at a time. One step, because sometimes God gives us these visions and they're so intimidating. One step at a time. What you'll find is that God will start to give provision for that vision. He will start to say, here's somebody who will help you along the way. Here is resources to help you record the album. And just seeing at every single point of the journey, God would give resources in the form of a person, physical resources, just to allow the music to continue. So I'm grateful for music. It started from church. It continued by God's grace, but I had to kind of be obedient and willing to be used, even though at times I didn't feel like I had the resources or even the expertise or the ability. It's just it's always been and continues to be a walk of faith.
A walk of faith. A walk of faith. And I like what you said in regards to one step at a time, because now the vision, as you know, the way that God gives a vision, God knowing the end before the beginning could actually give you a vision of the latter end, which is, Rachel is going to be a global phenomenon. And here you are just starting out, and you are going from one step to another step. And if your thoughts and the way that you think about things is you're saying to yourself, well, but I'm not over here at the picture that God showed. Well, you got to understand how God works. He shows you the end before the beginning.
That's right.
And the walk of faith is walking towards what that vision says. And so, yes, it's a one step at a time, and one step at a time. And as you said, faith, because we'll take one step and see what happens. I'll give the resource for this step. Do you trust me? Yes. Take another step.
That's right.
And
That's right.
Wow.
And I think to add to that as well, not being too, this is going to sound controversial, but not being too attached to the vision, because we're still talking about a God that is unboxed. And sometimes he'll give you a vision because he's like, right, I want you to have that in your mind so you're walking towards it. And then as you mature and you get older, the vision slightly changes. It's like, it's not actually like that, actually it's that. And I remember I was on the train one day randomly, and a lady turned to me and she said, and I knew she was a guy. I don't often use the word Christian. I often sound a kingdomite, which sounds a bit corny. But
I like that.
Kingdomite? Do you know kingdomite? Because I feel like I even wrote a song called Kingdom Soldier. But it was all about, because again, the whole Christian thing can be, the connotations of Christianism, unfortunately, Christianity, excuse me, is not always positive.
Yeah, yeah.
But when you're a part of the kingdom, we know ourselves.
Yeah.
I was on the train and I knew the lady came and I came and sat down. She was nearby me.
Yeah.
And you just get a vibe. The world calls it an energy, a vibe. We call it spirit. But everyone has a different name for it. But I knew this woman was a kingdomite. I just knew. I looked at her and I knew. She looked at me and she smiled. She said, "What's your name?" I said, "Rachel." She said, "What do you do?" I said, "I'm singing. I'm a singer." At the time I was very just doing singing. Hadn't started business.
Yeah.
And she said, "You are for now, but it's just a setup."
Oh, wow.
And I was like, uh-huh. She's like, "Yeah, you're a musician for now, but it's a setup." And again, thankfully, because I know God cannot be boxed, I can't be boxed. And there's so many things that I love to do.
Yeah.
Singing has been the thing that, thank God, has given me a platform.
Yeah.
But people who know me know that I sing like 1% of the time.
Wow.
I
And
much
do
more
so
see
much.
myself as a teacher, as a speaker, as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So for her to say that, had I been attached to the vision, I would have resented that prophecy.
Yeah.
I would have been like, you know what she's talking about. God has said this. And then when God starts to mature you and develop you and move you, not away from the vision, but give you a new expression of the vision.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes we can resist God.
Yeah.
No, I'm meant to be this. I'm meant to be this.
Yeah.
And God's like, could you just calm down and work with me? Because yes, you are that. But I want to use every part of you. Yeah. So you could be a singer, but if you're a singer and you do all the things that you want to do in singing, there won't be time for the speaking, there won't be time for the teaching. Yeah. You won't have the time to launch the businesses that I'm going to give you to develop other people. So what I had to learn was, yes, there was a vision I was working towards and God was giving me the grace to continue towards. Yeah. But I had to learn also, don't get too attached to that because you may have to pivot and you want to do that with obedience.
Yeah. I mean, that what you just talked about is actually a great revelation. A great revelation. Don't get too attached to the vision. No. In fact, when I think of a story that most people are familiar with, the story of Joseph, he was given a dream. We can call it a vision. Right. A vision of what would be down the line. Right. In that vision, he saw essentially his own brother's father bowing down. Yeah. Now, of course, you can think of what that means. There's no way that Joseph would have exactly known what that vision meant. Right. Perhaps the closest to what it would mean that, well, someday I'm going to be a somebody to the point where my own brothers will be bowing down. But is that all? Is that all? There's so many parts to the vision. That's right. For example, the vision never showed him as the Prime Minister of Egypt. Right, exactly. It never showed that. And it certainly didn't show him as a slave. It never showed him as a slave. Exactly. Yeah. But it was. So you see a vision, but it's still only a part. That's right. It's only a part. Right. So don't get too attached to that part because, as you said, God knows where He's taking you, and if you're flexible in Him, I'm saying, saying that, I'm not going to get too attached to this. He can use you in multiple ways, and it's interesting. I mean, most people know you as an artist, a music artist, Christian and mainstream music. You're known in that area. However. Rachel Kerr is more than that. And it's just so interesting that to me, that's a revelation for anybody else that's listening to this chat and interview that, yes, you may have a vision and God may have given you a vision, but don't get too attached. Don't get too attached to the vision, to that vision, because as you go closer in faith, as you mature, God will bring to you an expansion. Yeah. It's like, this doorway, I only show you half of it. And I say, wow, can you see that? I say, yeah, but I've only shown you just half of the vision. Yeah. But as you get closer and closer, now the door will begin to open wider and you begin to see, oh, wow, the vision is even bigger than what I ever thought.